vast, endless dome of the sky, a space where silence and violence coexist, the true story of winged warfare unfolds. It's a world far removed from the ground-bound imagination, an arena where human beings rely not on the strength of their bodies, but on the precision of their machines. When we see jets streak across the sky, we miss the invisible tension gripping every inch of air around them. Here, at altitudes where the air thins and the temperature plummets, pilots begin their deadly dance long before they ever see an enemy on the horizon. Modern aerial combat isn't about cinematic dogfights. It's an invisible duel waged through radar, frequencies, electronic signatures, and encrypted communication. Intelligence is fed directly into the cockpit through complex systems that turn a human into a high-speed predator, navigating data, instinct, and constant danger. In this world, the pilot who detects first, who locks first, who anticipates first, holds the advantage long before the first missile ever leaves its rail. But even detection is a battle of its own. Every fighter jet is both hunter and hunted, a sleek machine carved out of decades of engineering brilliance. It's designed not just to defend and destroy, but to protect the fragile human sitting inside. When the canopy seals shut and the engines scream to life, the cockpit becomes a lonely chamber of responsibility. Breathing must be controlled. Comm must triumph over terror. Every movement must be calculated against the enemy's unseen strategy. The human inside must withstand unimaginable G-forces while making split-second decisions that determine whether they return home or vanish into the empty sky. At speeds beyond the sound barrier, human perception begins to collapse under the crushing pressure of G-forces. Vision narrows into a dark tunnel, colors fade from the edges, and the body feels as heavy as if it were pinned beneath invisible mountains. Yet, the pilot must track flickering radar returns, shifting thermal signatures, and coded alerts. They watch for tiny silhouettes slicing through clouds, all while the aircraft shudders from violent maneuvers meant to evade enemy locks or position for a counterattack. The sky becomes a three-dimensional chessboard. Altitude, angle, velocity, and timing are pieces moved with microscopic precision. A single wrong turn can feed a jet into a missile's predatory path. Modern missiles aren't blind projectiles, they are intelligent seekers pursuing heat, motion, and radar reflections. This forces pilots to unleash flares, chaff, and electronic jamming in a desperate, high-G ballet for survival. Every piercing warning tone inside the cockpit is a reminder that the margin between life and death is measured in fractions of a second. And when the fight tightens into close-range spirals, jets circle each other in narrowing loops. Each pilot attempts to force the other into overshooting or slipping into a vulnerable angle. Here, instinct becomes king and training becomes the shield that protects the mind from panic. In the heart of a dogfight, there's no time for deliberate thought, only reaction. Violent rolls, sudden dives, and split-second stick corrections are all executed at velocities where the conscious mind can barely comprehend what the body is doing. Beyond the physical brutality lies the psychological weight, the knowledge that somewhere in the sky, sometimes completely invisible, another pilot is executing their own plan, setting electronic traps, or waiting for a radar return to bloom like a ghost on their screen. In these moments, the real war unfolds inside the mind where fear and focus collide. Adrenaline sharpens reflexes but threatens to overwhelm clarity. The pilot must maintain flawless discipline. Even as alarms flash red, fuel levels dip dangerously low, and the aircraft groans under the violence of extreme aerodynamics. The battlefield itself is a paradox, wide open yet suffocating, silent yet filled with the roar of engines and radio chatter. Missiles slice through the sky silently, often fired from beyond visual range, giving pilots mere seconds to react. Many of these engagements end without either side ever seeing the other, a stark contrast to the movies. The true nature of winged warfare is a war of sensors, stealth, timing, and electronic supremacy. But when jets finally close the distance and the dogfight becomes visual, the sky shrinks into a brutal arena marked by razor-sharp contrails. The pilots are locked in an intimate duel, where only one can survive. In these moments, centuries of primal instinct fuse with decades of tactical training and cutting-edge technology. Even after missiles fly and traps are sprung, the fight continues. Pilots return to base with trembling hands, adrenaline-soaked nerves, and minds replaying each second of the battle, knowing how close they came to vanishing into the sky's cold silence. Those who study aerial warfare understand the true conflict exists in the invisible realm inside. Radar frequencies, electronic warfare systems, and the quiet, analytical chamber of the pilot's brain. The air is not empty. It's a labyrinth of threats, thermal trails, Doppler echoes, and electromagnetic spikes. In this invisible arena, victory belongs not to the strongest, but to the calmest, the most aware, the pilot who can harmonize physics, instinct, and technology in the fractions of a second that define survival. Jets tear through cloud layers, leaving twisting vapor scars etched into the sky. These scars fade within minutes, yet they represent battles that may shape nations. Below, the world goes on, unaware of the silent duels unfolding thousands of feet overhead, unaware that pilots are pushing themselves and their machines to the brink, fighting not just opponents but gravity, pressure, time, and fear. The reality of winged warfare is not glamorous. It is ruthless, technical, and mentally crushing. It turns ordinary men and women into masters of an unforgiving realm where errors are fatal and hesitation is deadly. The true battle is not machine versus machine, but the human mind against the merciless expanse of the sky. Inside every cockpit, amidst the alarms, the shockwaves, and the maneuvers, the ultimate victory belongs to those who achieve a perfect union of machine, instinct, intelligence, and unbreakable resolve. This is what truly happens in the air, hidden from the world. Unfolding in a theater of blue and silence, this is the silent, violent, invisible battle known as winged warfare. Thanks for watching. If you found this look into the skies fascinating, be sure to subscribe for more.